Welcome back to this channel. If this is the first time you're coming across the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share. In our today's class, we're going to be considering Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access. My student contacted me and said, "Sir, please, I want to learn Microsoft Access." Now, let me start by defining Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access, also known as MS Access, commonly known as MS Access, is a database management system developed by Microsoft.com. It is used to create, to store, to manage, and to retrieve data easily, especially for small and medium-sized organizations. Microsoft Access can be used by various organizations such as hospital for record management. It can be used for student information system. It can be used for inventory management, payroll system, library management, customers database. It can be used, of course, it's most oftentimes also used by bank. It's used by churches. Now, how do I launch Microsoft Access so that we can start to see how we can create this database for our various organizations? Number one, you go to your window button. The window button, you, of course, this is how your window button looks like. You go to all programs. On your all programs, you look for Microsoft Access. Like I told you, it belongs to Microsoft Office Suite. So if you have Office installed in your system, definitely you will have Microsoft Access there. When you click on it, you wait for it to load. This is how the environment looks like. This is how the environment looks like. This is how the environment looks like. On this window, we have the blank database. In most windows, you see templates, various templates ranging from customers and the likes. But in this window, we have just the new template. Of course, we have below it, we have the recent and we have the favorite. For the recent, database that have been created and been used, that have been used of recent will be displayed here, while the favorites are databases that have been pinned to be displayed here. For now, we have no favorite here. Then, of course, we have on the right pane, we have the new and we have the open. The new oftentimes used when you want to create a database from the scratch. Then the open, if you have an existing database in your system, you can search for it through the open button where you can explore other folders where the database is located. So let's start from the new. Let's create a database from the scratch. The difference between Microsoft Access and other Microsoft Office is that for Access, you have to create the database first before you now have access to its features. When you click on Create, you have this window, blank database, blank database. Of course, you have to input the name of your database first. Let's say this database is mainly used for organization that teaches students. So we're going to title this Students. So this is my student database. So of course, here indicates the location where it will be found. My document, I'm okay with that. So I'll click on Create. So what happens is that Access automatically creates the database. If you look at the top bar here, you have the student database. The database of this work is student. So we also move, let's look at the basic features of this environment. Let's look at what the environment is composed of. Now the first thing we have here, the first up here, we have our quick access toolbar, called the quick access toolbar. Here we have the title bar, which displays the name of the database we're using and displays that this is database. The name of the database is the student database. So it's called the title bar. Below the title bar, we have the file menu. On the file menu, we have the new, the open, the save, the savers, and the likes. Then just beside it, we have the tab, we have the home tab, there is the create tab, the external data, and to the table tab. So all these are called the tabs. Then below the tabs here, we have the ribbon. On the ribbon, the different tabs grouping are displayed here. So on the home tab, we have the view, the clipboard, the sort and filter, the records, the fine, among others. At the left-hand side, we have this, we call this the navigation pane. The navigation pane. Now, let me make you understand that database have various objects. Database have various objects. We have a table. One of the objects, which is the foundation of all database, is called a table. We have the table, we have the report, we have the form, we have the query, we have the module, we have the macro. We are going to explore each of these objects as time goes on. So here we call this very command here, we call it the object tab. Where you have the table one till the extreme here is called the table tab. Here is called the data sheet, data sheet, data sheet. Of course, below here we call here the status bar, and the last bar down here is called the task bar. On the status bar here, you can navigate between the various view. We have the design view here, and we have the datasheet views. I remember I told that this is called the datasheet view. So this is how datasheet view looks like. Now on the datasheet view, in Microsoft Excel, we say we have rows and column, but in Microsoft Access, we have what we call fields and record. So this is called fields. The fields represent the captions, each captions in your database, while the record is a combination of 2 or 3 fields. So this environment is called your data sheet, and the data sheet is made up of fields and record. So here we can, of course, when we have more than 10 records, we can navigate among them. We can filter, we can search. In most database where we have 10,000 students with their various courses and other the likes, we can always search for them. Let's say for example now, our banking system has over 10,000 users, so they search for any of their user through the search bar. Okay, we are going to proceed to see how we can create a database for this class. How do we create a database now? We are on table, you click on table, and let's change the view so that we can see the other properties. Now when I click on the home tab, where I have this view below here on the status bar, we can also see the view here. We click down here, we have the design view. When I click on my design view, Access will prompt me to save this table. Access will prompt me to save this table. We're going to call this table class1 table. We're going to click on OK. On this view, this very view is called design view. On this view, we can set the properties of each of the field. We can set the properties of each of the field. For example, if this is my student must always have a unique ID, which is often called the primary key. A primary key is a unique identifier. One good thing between Access and other packages is that in Access you can equally arrange your views properly. So I can click here. Let me just change this to student ID, student ID, student underscore ID, and let this be on. These are the various data type we have. These are the various data type we have. Let's leave it on auto number. Then let's select, our student must always have their first name, first underscore name. We leave it at short. Let me use this method to explain the various data type we have. For short text, it can accommodate as high as 255 letters. Then for long text above 255, we have numbers, we have large numbers, we have date and time, we have date and time extended, we have the currency, auto number, yes or no, OLE object. OLE stands for object linking and embedding, where you want to insert a passport or insert other objects into your database, you can use the OLE. Hyperlink, we have the attachment, we have the calculate, we have the lookup wizard. So each of the fields must have a specific data type depending on what you are doing. So for my surname, of course, let's select short text. Short text is appropriate. Then let's go to last name, last underscore. We're using underscore sign for the space, name, short text. Then we also have sex, short text, age, short text, phone number, phone underscore number, short text. I will tell you why I'm using short text for phone number. I will explain it when we change the view. Then address, the course the student is doing, the course, then nationality. Let's do this. Let's consider the state, local government, local, let's just use L underscore GA. Then let's use passport. Then we leave remark. Remark. Let's consider, okay, for passport now, if we are linking our student database to a passport where we can fetch our passport, we will select the OLE object. And when we are done with this, we'll switch our view again. We're going back to our view and we select datasheet view. Yes, access will prompt you to make a save. Click on save. Yes, this is how our database looks like. Now, at any point, you can as well as effect change on the data type. You can make change on the data type if you want to. Where do I do that? Of course, you come to your table and field, table fields, you come over here, you can as well as effect that change. This is what we got on the design view, we were able to change it. Now we are now on data sheet view. This is what we got here. So you can always effect that change. Now for your first name, let's just get names at random. Basi, Basi, all capital letter, Basi. Last name Eyo, is male, age 24, phone number 08023, okay, address, courses, is within pharmacy, nationality Nigeria, the state of origin Akwa Ibom underscore IBOM, Ikono, passports. Remark, okay, for passport, how do I insert a passport on this database? I have to right click. How to insert a passport to your database? You right click on the cell where you have the passport, you click on insert object. It will take you to the other part of your system. Now create from file, Then you can browse and locate where the student passport is on the system. So you have to search for it. Let's assume that the student passport is this. Let me use this. So you see this, click on OK. So it looks like a package here. Remark, we leave remark for now. Remark that letter. So that's the first one. Number two here, let's Ayo. Ayo. Ayo is 21. So what we are doing now is how to enter data on your database. How to enter data on your database. So we have Nigeria, have Cross River State, Akasi. Same thing, same procedure. You right click on where you have your passport, right click, insert object, create from file. You have to browse, takes us back here to where we have the passport, where we had the passport screenshot of some passport. Let me use this. Click on OK. After selecting it, you can double click on it twice, it will be inserted, then click on OK. So this is how we can enter data in our Microsoft Access datasheet view. So when this is done, of course, this is the quick access toolbar. You have the save here. You click on the save. This is how we can create table. We can create this table for the student, the student database. We can as well as create another table. Create another table for the courses they are offering. We can create another table for the courses they are offering. I click on this and I click on create, then this table may likely be the courses they are offering in school. Okay, in our next class, we're going to learn how to create more tables. We're going to learn how to query a database, create report, create form, and of course, explore relationship in our subsequent classes. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you. See you in the next class.